Hello everyone, so today I want to talk about our brand new character, D Killer Wife. She is our unofficial collab character release, and she is also one of the very first character that is a alternative skin, but also available in the wishlist banner, the normal banner, right after the event. Previously, all the alternative skins are limited to summer and Christmas holidays season polls, and those doesn't really come back until the specific summer/winter seasons. However, the Killer Wife is really available in the banner all year long, so I will strongly suggest you to add her onto your wishlist polls once she is released to the general polls. Alright, let's take a look at her basic information and see how she performs and how she do. First of all, she is an Elysian manufacturer. She is one of the very few Burst 1 or First 1 and Burst 2 cooldown reduction character as well, so this makes her extremely good to place her on the Elysian Tower if you do need better clearing. I'm pretty sure Elysian Tower is the worst cleared tower for everyone right now, and the Killer Wife will help you with that quite a bit. She belongs to the previous squad Siege, then that's fine. Her weapon of choice, it's a sniper rifle with 6 ammo capacity. She has reload time of 2 seconds, and the charge rate, charge time are all your run-of-the-mill normal sniper rifle. She is fire code, by the way, support class, and as I said, Elysian made. Okay, let's talk about her skills. Her first skill, number 1, is gain piercing for 1 shot, and also she enhances the piercing damage of her team. This skill is okay, I would say. In terms of priority between the 3 skills, this skill is probably priority number 2. And assault formation, skill number 2, this reduces the cooldown effect by 7 seconds for your burst cooldown. At the same time, she also increases attack damage for the team for 10 seconds. And this one is extremely vital. I would say priority is number 1 for her. And lastly, kill the target. This one increases this infect a status called wipeout, and for characters or for bosses that's been marked by a wipeout, you get 2 separate buff by hitting on 2 separate parts. And this is what makes it really much more powerful than what a lot of people originally expected, because if you hit the enemy body parts, like normal body, you increase your team by 12.19% of caster's attack for 10 seconds. If you hit a breaking part or core, you are dealing 16.26% damage additional. So what you have to do in a normal fight is that you may have to both hit the core and hit the body part at the same right afterwards to get both buffs at the same time. And this, because of how the math works, the damage dealt when attacking cores and the attack increase, they're 2 separate multipliers. So even though on paper she doesn't seem to buff as much as leader, she actually buffs damage quite a bit, because you need to remember her second skill, assault formation, increases attack damage. This is similar to the buffs of Blanc, and this is one of the final multiplier instead of increase your character attack. So she works by, her number doesn't look high when you compare it to other attack buffers, but in reality, after calculated, she does about 5% extra buff to snipers, and she is about the same buffs attack, or maybe it's just very slightly less by 1 or 2% compared to leaders, depending on your team setup. So skill priorities. Skill 1, Skill 2, Skill 3, they are actually all very useful to her kit. However, skill 2, due to the fact that it's a burst down rotation and actually also provides a attack damage up, this is actually the best skill for her in the entire skill set, even though everything is really good. I will recommend to get this as a slightly prioritized skill to enhance. So most likely you are going to go with 4-7-4 at the beginning, and I will recommend 7-10-7 and eventually 10-10-10, because every single one of buffs of the Killer Wife are extremely good. However, we must talk about the most important aspect of her skill 2, which is that it requires 8 full charge hit to activate it. If you want to get a really smooth burst rotation, you will want to have more than 8 bullets in her magazine so that she doesn't run out and have to reload in the middle of an attack animation or before your burst cycle starts. Because of this, you are going to have to feed her overload gear even though she's a support character. Most likely, you are going to need at least plus 25% or over for ammo capacity to bring your total ammo from 6 to 8. The good news is that the minimum ammo capacity available is at 27%. So if you roll an increased max ammo capacity, you are automatically set. Okay. The next breaking point is possibly 15 bullets and 16 bullets. This will in theory help you out this will in theory help you out in the future, or if you have a very specific team that reduces cooldown by a lot. However, for you to do this, you're either going to need, for 15 bullets, you're going to need 2 extremely high rolls of max ammo, about like 70% plus, and 170, 180%. So basically max rolls for 2 rolls. And in order for you to get 16 bullets, you need 140% total. And chances are you're going to need 3 plus ammo to make this happen. And this is also one of the reasons why some people are saying that she is a high investment character. I would disagree. I won't disagree she's a high investment character, but I would not say that she is also not beginner friendly because of her skills. Her core skill number 2, already works really well at the very beginning. In fact, in some senses, she actually works better than leader because she doesn't have a ramp up. And when you're doing campaign, the normal campaign only lasts about 1 minute to 1 minute 30 seconds anyway. And leader really doesn't finish ramping up on her skill set, on her skill cooldown reduction until the 3rd burst, right? And that's already roughly 40 seconds into the game. So in a lot of cases, the Killer Wife is actually a direct placement for leader, given the current meta clearing harder difficulties and the higher level campaign clearing units are, at least half of them are snipers, Red Hood and Alice. So what does this mean? Well, this just means that if you have the Killer Wife, and if you want to use her, chances are you are going to have to feed her at least 1 OL gears. I would just honestly put all of her gear into OL drive as well, because you are going to need the power level for your campaign pushing or hard mode pushing. And also it is a lot easier if you just modify your gears and try to get multiple sets of increased maximum capacity. One thing you need to be aware of the value I just gave you is the fact that in recent times, a lot of the solo raids and the union raids, plus probably future bosses, has capability to reduce your max ammo capacities. And if you are hinging on the fact that you are at 27%, you roll the minimum roll, and you're hoping to bid on that fact and keep you above 8 bullets, some boss will actually take you off of a sweet spot of 8 bullets minimum. So I would suggest you to get a decently high roll if you're going for only 1 max ammo, so maybe 60%, just to be safe. Otherwise, feel free to roll additional plus ammo if you want. And for the rest of the overload stats though, the only one that really matters is attack, because the caster's attack will be enhanced your entire party. However, this is only 10.53%, so it's not a major number. It's definitely a lower priority compared to ammo. Me, like out of 1 to 5, the attack is probably priority 2, ammo is priority 5 to get at least 1 a roll on the max ammo, and priority 3 to get the rest of the max ammo rolls. Cube. For D, Killer Wife, cube doesn't really matter. Okay, most of the time you can get resilience, but once you have more than 8 bullets, it matters not that much anymore, to be completely honest with you. But resilience is technically the best for her. Bastion works as well, and she doesn't really have that hard requirement for cubes. Lastly, what is her king compositions? To be completely honest with you, she actually fits fairly well in as a leader replacement or leader substitute on a lot of different teams. Anywhere you can slot a leader, you can most likely slot the Killer Wife. So for example, Bunny teams and Tiaga teams, leader and the D Killer Wife are basically interchangeable. In these teams, most of the time, I would like to stick the Killer Wife with the Tiaga team, and I would like to stick leader with the Bunny teams, because first of all, leader increased bullet count, and that does help with Marin. And at the same time, the most important thing is that leader recovers cover health. Same goes to Tiaga's. The Killer Wife does not do cover repair, so if you really want to have a good chance at fighting against Union boss or solo raid bosses, most likely your top tier team is going to need a cover recover character base, judging from the recent solo raids we have. But on top of that, D Killer Wife is pretty much easily situated in most teams. There is really no reason why you couldn't use her, because like I said, if you take a look carefully at her kits, she really buffs only maybe 1 or 2 less than leader in most cases, and she buffs about 5% more on sniper characters. And as a burst 1 cooldown reduction, she actually does very well in terms of replacing everyone. So just FYI, there are a couple cooldown reduction in the game right now, and the leader reduces a total of 8.21 seconds. Same goes to volume. However, volume really doesn't give that much of a attack buff overall, so you can, in most teams that you are using volumes, you can just replace volume with D Killer Wife if you must. And Dola is 6.62 seconds max reduction once you level up her skills. Same goes to Summer Helm, 6.62 seconds. And lastly, we have oddball Sakura, which is a burst 1 40-second cooldown character with a 4.84 second reduction of burst time to her team. This is also one of the reasons why Sakura has been kind of failing out of meta lately, just due to the really low reduction and her long cooldown time being a 40-second burst rotation. But other than that, due to this, D is pretty much a must pull for most players out there. If you can pull for her right now, I would definitely pull for 1 copies. If you cannot, make sure you add her onto your wish list. And if you are competitive and you still didn't pull her, honestly, she is one of the very first recent characters I would recommend you to perhaps spend a golden ticket if you are very interested in doing solo raids or union raid, because she will be quintessential to create or to hold a second or third DPS team for you that is without compromises. So in conclusion, is she really worth pulling? My answer is yes, she is definitely worth pulling, whether you are free to play, you're a Dolphin monthly or a monthly pass users, or even a whale. She is certainly definitely worth your time and money to be invested in and to pull for. She is currently the best cooldown reduction characters that is only second to leader and arguably better than leader in the current sniper meta teams. And on top of that, she also opened up a lot of different variety of team builds for you in both Union Raid and Solo Raid, due to the fact that she does not depend on other characters to perform well. Okay, with that being said, thank you very much for watching. Wish you very good luck pulling for the Killer Wife. Make sure you also wishlist her once she came out to the normal banners. And have a good time playing Nikkei. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.